What's up, everybody? Welcome to 2024. Thank you for joining us here, Heart and Soul Promotions, our first pulse of the year. And of course, I'm not here alone. Thank God, you know how bad that works. So we're going to be joined here by our friendly neighborhood gentleman, the villain. Sir.
I am back to start 24 off with the bang here in the HSP.
Yes.
Cheers.
And of course, we've got our tag team champion. He's a regular here. He always has a great opinion. One half, the Bossellini, Carter Diamond. And speaking of gold, we have the villain's opponent here taking on the champ, the Soulfire champ, in his own assessment challenge, Johnny Blade.
Save the best for last. What's up, gentlemen?
All right, gentlemen. First of all, welcome to 2024, and thank you for joining us today on our first show.
Thanks for having me. I mean, it is my show.
There you go.
Yep. Did he say his show?
Yeah, it's my show, boss. Don't forget it. I'm on here every single week. Every single week I'm on here. Minus the host. So don't start with me.
That he came and took over the polls.
Well, let's start with Bossellini here. There was the news that came out that myself and Rich Man were able to negotiate a contract to get Bossellini on the show facing the Vagabond. Did you have any involvement in coming up with this idea, or was this all Rich Man's idea?
All Rich Man. Rich Man likes to pull these little surprise things out of the woodwork. So
okay.
I let him have his fun.
All righty. And I personally, I thought it was a great proposal. I mean, he presented this that, keep the tag team titles on the screen, puts Vagabond on the screen as the next number one contender. I thought it was a great idea. Are you looking forward to the match, or is it just another match for you?
Well, Vagabond had something very close with a member of the cartel. He was a tag team partner of Mr. Wallace, so want to see what's left in his tank, see what he got. Because if he might be facing off against him, might as well see what he's made of.
All right. So, Johnny Blade, what's your thoughts on this one? I know you've been itching to face just about everybody you can. You like showing that you're the top talent and the champion that everybody thinks you are. You kind of fight that with people. So, what's your thoughts on Carter Diamond and the Vagabond?
Well, to be quite, I mean, I'll give my opinion on it. Honestly, I don't care. But because I beat both of them. But tell you what, if I had to pick a winner, I don't know. I mean, what was that? You say something, boss?
Yeah.
What? Go ahead. Don't let me stop you.
2 points. I said 2 points. Keep bragging on that win. I'll come.
I didn't brag. I just stated facts. Is all I did. So,
it's not like a brag. It's not like you're both saying, "Yeah, I beat both of them. I beat both of them."
Well, it should be a good close match. Vagabond will probably come out on top.
Come on with the new material, kid.
I'm talking. The champ's talking.
I know I was talking.
No, you keep piggybacking off A-list.
Piggybacking.
I don't have to piggyback off anybody to have my championship.
Piggybacking. You think I need to piggyback off of somebody to be a champion?
I'm pretty sure that's why his back's in pain. Carrying you all around HSP.
2 lucky points. You wouldn't have that title on your shoulder. So you keep talking, I'll come take it from you.
Hey, after I beat Heathen,
and I'll make sure it's decisive.
I hope so. Bring it. I want a rematch. Let's rematch after I beat Heathen.
You get past Heathen, me and you will face each other. Make it happen.
We'll have to take a look at that. So, Villain, I know you've been sitting back watching. What's your thoughts on the Boss and Vagabond?
Having gone against both guys in the past, it would be an interesting matchup. You have Carter Diamond, a.k.a. Bossellini, the man who's had many championship reigns in his career. Vagabond is continuing to grow and become more impressive. I'm gonna give it to Big Bossolini over there. I've never beaten Bossolini. I guess that's one thing Johnny Blade can hold over me. Who knows?
All right. So I want to ask this of all of you, and Carter Diamond, we'll start with you on this one. Do you think that Vagabond has the advantage since he's got a #1 contender shot against the champ and he's getting to study? Or do you, Carter Diamond, have the advantage because you've got the cartel and you've got a former tag team partner with as Mr. Wallace in your ear?
But since I'm not going to anybody with any information, I'm not asking nobody for help. I believe we on neutral ground.
A fair assessment. I would agree also that you guys are on neutral ground. Vagabond has been, after his feud with the Storyteller, he's really been stepping up and showing he's got some serious chops. So, Johnny Blade, what's your thoughts on who has the advantage, or is it neutral ground?
Between Boss and Vagabond?
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's neutral ground between those two. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I mean, Rich Man's always going to be up to his shenanigans with something to give Boss and his guys the advantage. But, I'm hoping that Boss is one of those guys that has integrity and wouldn't want to win like that.
Well, we
Right,
know
Boss?
from past that I will defend Bossolini in past experience, and he has been nothing but a distinguished gentleman here in Heart and Soul Promotions. So thank you, Boss, for being a gentleman. Villain, your thoughts?
Of course, it's got to be neutral ground. It's just
okay.
I don't know how you can honestly say that Vagabond could hold something over him, because Carter Diamond Bossolini has been there multiple times. So he knows how to get there. He knows how to reach for that brass ring and take it. Where it seems like this is really Vagabond's real big opportunity to finally get there. And I don't know, maybe this is more of a teacher versus student aspect, I could say. We'll see if the student can find a way to surpass the teacher.
All right. Well, now, Johnny Blade, let's go to you. I want you to kind of give everybody a chance because you've never actually spoken about it here on the Pulse. Tell us a little about the Johnny Blade assessment of challenge and what inspired you to come up with this idea.
Well, I mean, being how you guys don't like to let your champs defend the champ, I like to defend my title every chance I get for the record, and I'm going to keep putting it out there. So since that's not going to happen, obviously, I can't be on every single show. Well, maybe there's a way I can. If I can't defend my championship, let me give a young up-and-coming promo artist an opportunity to face me, and Prince Blackheart proved that he can beat me. That was a bad promo on my part that night. So, yeah, I can be beat. I'm not going to be one of those guys that guarantees victory every time because, I'm beatable. But I can't beat you, Boss. I know that. That's been proven. But, I wanted to give people an opportunity to face me, and if they win, they get a future title shot somehow. So, the match with Heathen's already signed. If Villain happens to beat me, then I guess maybe he gets a title shot in the future. I don't know how that's going.
Well, the way that the assessment challenge is, he would have his shot. If he beats you, it would become a triple threat match.
Well, yeah, that's actually been the rules. Okay, well, I can't let that happen because I need this one-on-one with Heathen. I need it. I have to have it.
All right. And then I was curious why you selected the Bill. I mean, you've chosen a couple other people who are young upstarts or haven't had a lot of victories here. Villain is a former tag champion here and has won titles in other places. So I was curious why you selected Villain.
Why not Villain? That's the question. You just said it. He's won championships. I mean, he's been here way before I was. Of course, he's been absent here lately. I don't know where he's been. I actually enjoyed his stuff on the Pulse here, but and I enjoy his work. So, yeah, why not Villain? So Villain gets his shot.
You're
All
right.
right.
Johnny Blade does look like a broke down version of Santa.
And Villain, I was going to give you a chance to respond to being selected for the Johnny Blade Assessment
Okay.
Challenge.
You know what? He's had some cordial words to say, and it makes me feel good. Uh, I heard your hype. Trying to wonder why I haven't been on screen. Where have I been over the the last 6 months? I've been almost gone from the HSP on a daily basis from what I used to do. And as I heard the video, you said that you've used to be. I don't want to make it sound like you're scared of me or were scared of me at the time, but it sounded like you doubted yourself, and maybe that's why it took you a while to maybe put up to make this challenge. So I'm taking 2024 to reclaim what I have lost, and that is pretty much becoming really the heart and soul of the HSP. Now, I can't really say the heart and soul of the Pulse because really, you say the Pulse is your show. It's technically Bossellini's show. The man's been on here almost every single day since the Pulse really began. Until you can match our levels of consistent streaks, I guess you're still got a little bit to go. But I do want to say this: I do have a lot of respect for you. I've been impressed of your run here in the HSP, and it should be an exciting match.
All right. Johnny Blade, I'll give you a chance to retort, and then we'll go to Bossellini.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you can get any more consistent than winning 8 of my last 9 matches and beating some of the most elite guys. So what more do you want? Do you want me to go on a Goldberg type streak to prove myself? What do I have to do? But that's fine. Yeah, you're right. We're going to have a good match. It's going to be great. Bring all you got, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right. So as Villain said, Bossellini, you've been basically on the pulse since you first came in. You were one of our first big free agent signings once we got the doors up and running. So I want your thoughts on what Villain and Johnny Blade said, and then I want you to handicap this match for us. Johnny Blade versus the Villain.
Okay. You know, well, first thing I do got to say, it is a new year, and they say with New Year is supposed to be new things. Well, I remember at the beginning of 2023, Bossellini and A-List walked into the year as the tag team champions. At the beginning of 2024, Bossellini and A-List walked in as the tag team champions. So I guess it's New Year, same us. But we're not gonna worry about that. This match between Villain and Blade. Johnny Blade, I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of people say it's how you go into matches that don't mean as much. I give you credit. You stepped your game up against Mama Purge. She still could have took you to the woodshed. But if you go in that match anywhere near the way you went in against
Blackheart. I'll acknowledge it.
Prince Beatdown, the Villain will run all over you. And you'll be in that triple threat match that you don't want. So I want you to go out and give it everything you got. If you can get past the Villain, go beat on that turncoat traitor, monkey loving son of a bitch named Heathen. And then maybe the powers that be will let you see the boss. And you can go to the boss level. And that's bad when you're the champ. But Villain, let me talk to you. You've been here for a while. You have gained some knowledge over the years. See, the thing is, you say that you've never had a win over the boss. But one thing you can say is that you took gold off of the boss. So in a tag match, you took the tag titles. That's a feat. Not many can say. Matter of fact, you're the only team that can say it. And that's including all those teams that's running around backstage talking about they the greatest tag teams HSP have ever seen. I'm just saying. So you go in with the confidence knowing that you can beat two of the best that there is and the boss and A-list. You know, the last two champions of champions. You go in that match with that confidence, you could beat Johnny Blade.
All righty. So I want to ask another question here since, Boss, you brought it up. We're not so much on this show, but the next show, the tag match, Chaotic Order and the Cartel. So, Boss, will come to you last on this. So, Villain, we'll start with you on this. Former tag team champion. And as you said, as Boss said, you and your tag team partner, Dusty, did take the tag team titles off the Cartel. And I don't believe you've ever faced Chaotic Order, but I'd like your thoughts on this match.
So I have faced Chaotic Order, but it wasn't with Dusty. It was with Tin Man, if I remember right. When it comes to this match, and Boss, I just want to say, I hear you. Don't worry, I got you. That triple threat match is going to happen. Now, that tag match, he said it himself. The only team to take off the titles off their shoulders was a tag team I was on, a team that nobody expected to win at all. And we did it. Now, I've heard the words the Chaotic Order have been saying. I've been watching Storyteller's videos. Heck, I think it's pretty much making the top of my story feed every single time I see Storyteller just posting new videos. So they're coming into this with a boost of adrenaline, a boost of energy, a boost of whatever steroids, who knows what it is. But I still don't know how you could try to take off the titles off a team that has only lost their championships to one team, and that team's not even a team anymore. So I don't know. I just don't see it at this point.
All right. And Johnny Blade, I know you haven't competed in the tag team ranks in the promo world, but you have been on many, many great tag teams over the years, to include a team at a place that we wrestled at together, Texas All-Star Wrestling, although we were not there at the same time. When you were there with War Dog, I believe your tag team partner was.
No, it wasn't War Dog.
Or
It was Iron Mike.
Iron Mike. Okay. So you've been familiar with a lot of great tag teams, and you've had a lot of great tag team partners. So what I would like you to do is analyze the tag chemistry of Chaotic Order and the Cartel and give us your assessment of that.
You know, I was talking a lot of mess to Boss earlier about getting carried by A-List, but you know, the Cartel is a good tag team, and I gotta go ahead and give it to them. I'm not gonna BS around about that. They're a great team. So I think Chaotic Order is pretty good too. I mean, when they're on, all this craziness going on this last week or whenever it was, I don't think anybody should be stripped of their tag team titles. But at the same time, I think that whoever was supposed to book the match within the allotted time frame dropped the ball. So you know, somebody dropped the ball in this. You know, I don't think the booker should be not booking a title match and then because he didn't do his job, going to strip the tag team titles. I think that's BS. But you know, with that said, yes, in real life, I know about tag teams. I was a tag team champion in 3 different promotions on the Indies, which, you know, fun days. Anyway, this match here is going to be good. I think, we'll find out who the real tag champs are. I know that there's going to be no arguing once this match is done. And then Fear the Beards, it doesn't matter who wins. I know that because Fear the Beards will probably come back and win them anyway.
I have a quick point I want to. Boss, has Chaotic Order won the tag team championships here in the HSP?
No.
All right.
And how many opportunities have they had for those tag team championships?
At least 2.
And they've lost every single time. So again, just like how Vagabond hasn't gotten up to that mountaintop and reached for those HSP championships. Chaotic Order somehow, every single time they get to that mountaintop of the tag team division, somehow slip to the very bottom. So you could say they're good. I say they're lucky. They're just not going to be that lucky.
All righty. And boss, I want to ask you this. Has that 90-day rule thing that Rich Man discovered, has that kind of hurt you guys a little bit in your confidence, or has it changed your strategy or any game plans or anything like that? Or are you guys coming in with the same strategy you've been carrying the whole time?
We're gonna come in the way the cartel does all the time. We're not nervous. We're definitely not down. We're confident. We're bold. We're brash.
Okay.
You know, we're champions. We've done it. We've been there. We've done it. Beat the so-called best. You know, like I heard Johnny Blaze say, regardless of who wins, you know, Freddie Beard's going to come in and mop them up. Hey, wait a minute. Go ask Freddie Beard who they lost the titles to. Don't worry. I'll tell you. It's the cartel.
All
So-
right. Well, I want to ask you about this first, boss, and then we'll go to Johnny Blade and then Villain. The Highway Hellraisers look like they might be coming back. You know, Rig has been doing well. He's healthy again. Heathen seems to have found some focus again as a Hellraiser. Do the Hellraisers concern you, because they did beat the cartel a couple times when they held the tag titles?
Hey, that's a good question, but I want to answer that question too. You know, that impressive win streak that the Highways Hellraisers had. Who ended that? I'll tell you. It was the cartel. You know, I'm glad to see that Riggs doing better. I'm glad to see Riggs ready to come back. But in that scenario, where does that lead to Purge?
Interesting. It's an interesting thought.
You know, that'd be Heathen dropping another partner. You know, Shady. He jumps up on the cartel to go with Shady. He dropped Shady to go be with Purge. And now you're gonna drop Purge to go back to Baby Boo Rig.
All right. Well, Johnny Blade, I know before you joined our promotion, you used to be a fan, or you're still a fan, and you watched the show. So I know you're familiar with the Highway Hellraisers.
Mhm.
What's your thought on their possible return to the tag team ranks?
Well, I mean, you know, I guess that's all up to Rig. And, you know, like Boss said, I was going to say the same thing. You know, personally, I'm glad he's doing better. Glad he's sober and doing great in his life and everything. But professionally and as a promo artist, he needs to keep my name out of his mouth and not worry about me or my match against his partner. Because once I beat his partner, I'll send Heathen back to the tag team ranks where he'll have no choice but to latch on to his partner or whatever, you know, and they can go and try to win the tag team titles, but they won't get by the cartel. They won't get by Fear the Beard. It doesn't matter.
All right.
So
Villain.
that's my take on that.
Okay.
Riggy. Man, that's what, 2 years ago now? Give or take. It's about 2 years worth.
A while.
For those, let's go back in history for everybody in the HSP. Villain and Rig never liked one another. Now, honestly, I'm happy and glad to know that Rig is doing well. From the bottom of my heart, I'm glad to know that he's doing well. He should have never come back to the HSP. He knows the moment that he was going to walk back into the doors of the HSP, he has one person he has to face up to. And you're looking at him on screen, and it's the Villain. Who has...
Hang on just a quick second. Boss, are you having troubles hearing us? You having troubles hearing us?
I hear y'all now.
Okay. Please continue your thought.
So, as soon as he supposedly came back on the screen with everybody in the videos, he's forgetting who he had to go against. So, Rig, you better have eyes in the back of your head, because one way or another, the devil will take that receipt that you owe him.
Well,
And at the end of the
Alrighty.
day, I will finish where we started. I think
well,
about 2 years ago. Seriously,
I
I
will
think it
say
has been
this.
2 years.
I will
It's
say this.
been a while.
Rig never said that he was back. You know, everybody assumed because he showed up on the screen and he defended his tag partner that he was back. But Riggs never said he's back.
That's correct.
Well, he even sure did get as excited as a girl at her sweet 16 birthday party when he came back.
Yes,
Or as
So,
excited as
and
you when
just
you
to
won your
clarify for
championship.
the record, to confirm what Boss said, that is correct. Rig has not officially filed for a contract to have his contract renewed or re-endorsed, and he has not gone for any medical evaluations at this time. I'm
good.
speculating on the possibility of the Hellraisers returning to the tag team ranks, but that is not anything that has been started at this point.
Well, I'll just say this. The moment that he does decide that he wants to try to come back into the ranks, he won't be signing with a pen. He'll be signing with his blood.
All right. I know the bad blood is there, because that's what you and Tin Man teamed together over, was your dislike of Rig.
It wasn't even just Rig, it was the Hellraisers. Just
Fair.
two mealy mouthed little kids who decided they thought they were all hot stuff, all because they got.
And Shady has dropped a message in for us. So let's talk about that. Shady, Sean McKenzie, and someone who's, I thought everybody thought he would kind of taking a long sabbatical, the Tin Man, because he didn't do very well with Shady. He, by his own admission, had no passion anymore and wanted to step away. But then he signed this match for a rematch with Shady Sean McKenzie. So, Johnny Blade, we'll start with you first. Shady and the Tin Man. Your thoughts?
Wow. Two guys that I really enjoy watching. I've always been a Tin Man fan. I don't think I've ever told him that. Don't tell him I said it. Shady, man. I mean, this could be close. It just depends. If Tin Man brings it like the way he does, not the way he did against him last time, then yeah. Because I thought Tin Man was going to win the championship in their last encounter. But so I'll go with Tin Man.
All right. Villain?
No offense, Shady. I know you're watching.
Two guys I've gone against on multiple occasions. I've went to war with Tin Man and fought by his side, and we've made gimmick matches together. Heck, I think we're the only two promo artists who are stupid enough to sit there and go on screen and eat some pasta. I don't know. What has Shady done lately? Like I know Tin Man's been on a sabbatical. I know I've been on some sort of sabbatical, even though I still show up every once in a while. But honestly, what has Shady done lately? Like, I have two champions down here on the screen with me, but Shady had a title. He lost his title, but where has he been since? It's going to be a good match. Both can bring it with honestly the best of them. Tin Man's probably the greatest HSP artist to. Has he actually won a title here in HSP?
He is not.
Okay, so he's the greatest promo artist to not win a title in the HSP. He's won elsewhere. He's held probably one of the biggest titles that I still wish I was able to put my hands on. But I don't know. Shady's got to watch out because Tin Man, you don't know what's going to happen.
All right. Boss, I know you faced both of them.
Face both of them, and I look at it like this: Tin Man is a guy who is still trying to prove himself as dominant as he lets everybody think he is in HSP. You know, he hasn't been able to grab that brass ring. While Shady has came in and won that ring. He has that gold. He held that gold over his shoulder. You know, which is a lot that a lot of people can't say. You know, singles gold in HSP is limited. You know, for a while, Hollywood and A-List had it on lock. So, you know, it's one of those things. It's like Shady's been a champion, and unfortunately, he lost the title and champion showcase at the same night. It happens.
All right. Well, let's go into the final thoughts here, and the question's going to be: where do you see yourself in 2024 in the promo world? Villain, we'll start with you.
Getting back to where I was. I'm going to be on screen every single pulse of 2024. I will be trying to be at every single show, whether I'm sitting there making a hype, whether I'm booked for a match, I will be on screen more and give everybody the villain that they supposedly have missed.
All righty, and we'll let Shady talk here. He said, I'm changing the business, and Shady is all about the business in 2024. My soul is on fire here in HSP this year, so to speak.
Oh wow. He couldn't even figure a way to actually stand up against me and have a decent match. Like heck. Like where was this soul that's been on fire?
Well,
Wait a
we'll
minute.
find out against the Tin Man, that's for sure.
Was that a challenge to me?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Pretty
We'll
much.
let. I don't want to speak for Shady. I will let Shady. He's a grown man, a big boy. He can make his own challenges.
Well,
Well,
after I
it's
get
a-
through Heathen and Villain, okay, Villain, I'll give you that respect. You could win and could be a triple threat. And then when I get through Boss, then Shady can be next. Put them in line. Let's make a line.
All right. So, boss, where do you see yourself
Mm.
in the promo world in 2024?
We're gonna start right here in HSP, you know, because this is me, the OG Bossalini. So of course, staying as your reigning, defending tag team champion, you know, and I will be the second person to hold two belts at the same time, you know, behind my tag team partner, Ayla Albertson. So that means I will be the Soulfire champion and one half of the tag team champions at the same time. I will be the first ever two-time champion of champions.
All right. And Shady responded with the line stops with me. And boss, go ahead and finish your thought.
I mean, Shady, I'll give you opportunity, but you still won't come on the top. But you know, then outside of HSP, I'm just gonna be tag champ. I'm just going for tag titles. I just want to hold every tag title that I can,
All right.
so that I can work with many different partners.
There you go. And Johnny Blade, take us home. Where do you see yourself in the promo world in 2024?
I mean, I wasn't even supposed to do this long. I wanted to come in and just see how it was, but damn, everybody's just making this so fun for me. So I may have to stick around and maybe win some more championships. You know, give me a shot at old school. It doesn't matter to me, but I plan on being Soulfire champion all the way through 2024. How about that? How about that for a
Okay,
prediction, boss? Huh? That's
That
funny.
could be a, yeah. It's very
That's
funny.
nice. Well,
Oh, yeah.
I apologize that I thought you were taking us home, but we have somebody who just finished at catering, and he wants to come on screen real quick, so we'll let him talk.
Catering.
Sergeant Havoc.
What's up, guys?
Hey, come on. Catering was good this time, wasn't it? We put together a good spread back there, don't we?
Oh yeah.
So while you're here real quick, I want to get
Frosted
your thoughts
Diamond.
on where you see yourself in the promo world in 2024.
It could be a lot of places, but we'll leave that with leave it with a little bit of an open-ended statement. I'm going to be making some power moves. That's pretty much what needs to be known.
All righty. Can you let us in on any hints about these power moves?
Well, the first step is beating AEP to move on to that next step. And that's the first move.
Yes, and by the way, for those of you that weren't familiar what he was talking about, we're going to be having a total of 4 people battling in a fatal 4-way to determine the next #1 contender to the Soulfire Championship, whoever is holding that belt. Along the way, as we're filling them, if Carter Diamonds manages to beat the Vagabond, we might see him in front of that. But Sergeant Havoc and AEP are battling for the first of those 4 slots for the Soulfire Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So give us a quick thought on you versus AEP to take us home.
Well, let's put it this way. It's going to end the same way the last one did. Him standing in that room in front of his closet, very upset, very disappointed, possibly crying because he's going to lose.
All righty. Well, gentlemen, thank you all. Very lively debate for the first Pulse of 2024. We're going to have a Pulse next week, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. It's the go-home show before 7 Minutes in Hell. We'll talk next week about that main event and a few other surprises we may find out along the way. Gentlemen, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Buy my merch.